After nearly a year, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back! What's up, YouTubers of the world? Mega Geek Mixer here, ready to give you guys Season 6, Episode 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It is back. I am happy. Yeah, I won't lie, guys. I've always loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In Season 1, they had a little struggle getting to where they needed to get to until Captain America Winter Soldier happened. And then from then on, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4 all had their pros and cons. Same with Season 5. And now we go to Season 6. Let's just see what we get out of this one. Because no matter which way you look at it, I've always liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All the seasons they have their like I said pros and cons, but I loved them. And I will say with this first episode, I like where we're getting into here. Like, first off, I will say that at least we got ourselves answered before this show premiere that it is not going to be connected to the MCU anymore like it did in the first few seasons out there. Yeah, it's not connected to Infinity War. So, we don't need to worry about who among the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. vanished during that time. All we just know is that they're not connected anymore. They're on their own little universe trip. And it is at least good to know that after they were in space in last season, they're still sticking with that this season, but at the same time, they're still staying on Earth. And that's what we get. We got two teams split up. First you got Daisy, you got Simmons, and you got Agent Piper and Davis, who are all on the Zephyr and are all out in space looking for Fitz. Why are they looking for Fitz? Well, if you guys haven't watched season 5, now in season 5 they all were sent to the future by Robin so they could help them prevent that future from happening. Although Fitz wasn't part of the team that brought them there because he was supposed to go there and rescue them, but he had to take the long way, and that was being well, I forget what that's called, carbonite sleep or something like that. Something sort of like similar to what happened to Han Solo. Except that, yeah, he was going to be like resting for so many years until it was time for him to go there and rescue him, which he did. But at the same time, that Fitz who woke up ended up dying at the end of season 5. But the Fitz who's right now in cryo chamber, yeah, that's what it is. It just had to come back to me for a minute, guys. But still, it was great, It was great to know we would still get Fitz back, because the fact that he died at the end of season 5, I won't lie, I was sad and tears were coming down my eyes for that. I was crying on that end. I really was. But after it all happened, I breathed a sigh of relief knowing that the Fitz who's in the cryo chamber now in the timeline, when they went back to the present, he's going to be back, and he'll be okay. At least in a sort of sense, because in this episode, we saw that, like, he and that guy he was with, Enoch, were attacked, but luckily they escaped. And they're somewhere out in space right now. And I don't know what happened to Fitz there at the ending of the episode, because it looked like, I don't know, he was blind or something, and he got some sort of tech or something to make him be able to see. Because his eyes, at the end, when they showed his eyes, they look bigger than usual. So what are those, like artificial eyes or something? I don't know. But in any case, what it is that, like I said, Simmons, Daisy, Piper, and Davis were out there looking for him. But it turns out, though, that while they were looking for him and then they found a lead, they found a dead end because Fitz was no longer in the chamber. And I'm pretty sure this may go into the timeline with what he had to go through to get to the point of when he had to rescue them in the future, or maybe not. We can't really know for certain. All we know is that, like, when they found the chamber he was in, and he was gone, but luckily he left a message for Simmons, and that's when she let the other team know about it, that being Daisy, Piper, and Davis, about it, and they on the other hand, even though they wanted to help her, they wanted to go back home first, because for one, even though they were all out in space, they were all out in deep space, and they were running low on fuel, and so those three wanted to regroup. regroup back over at Earth and then go back out there and into those coordinates that Gemma had. And of course, Gemma was feeling betrayed at first. Now, this is where I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go into Daisy for a minute. Now, in season 5, I wasn't really much of a fan on Daisy's decision. I am a big fan of Daisy. I love her. I love her badassness. But I won't deny in season 5, some of her decision making weren't the best decision making. I mean, like, for one, when Dink was trying to make her not just rush in there just to rescue Simmons when she was captured by that Kree guy up on the next level, yeah, I was with him. I was like him, play the long game. Don't just rush in there because that's what probably would have gotten Simmons killed. And even though at first Daisy didn't listen, since she wouldn't listen though, Deke ended up selling her out. And yeah, that made her be a slave, but in the end, it made her find a different path into getting Simmons back. And she did get her back. And then there was the fact that, well, Coulson was dying, and I'll be getting into Coulson here, but I'm saving him for last because he's the big thing here. But in any case, yeah, with Coulson dying and everything, she was all wanting to do everything she could to save Coulson. And well, I'm sure we all understood it and everything, but at the same time, we all, if some of us knew anything, we knew that Daisy's decision making while she was taking over as leader during that time in season 5 wasn't really the best because hardly there were some who were behind her, some who weren't, because there was just arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And even I was like, oh my god, guys, come on. It was showing like Coulson was the one holding this team together only because his choice of a leader, of someone to take over, that being he was kind of training Daisy to take over, wasn't really going to work because Daisy, she's too emotional and that makes her make some choices that aren't really the best choices out there. Such as when the fact that they had to make a decision that would prevent them from having the world destroyed when they went to the future. And it was the fact that they had to let Coulson die. Unfortunately for Daisy, she didn't want him to die. But eventually, she was able to let go and realize that, yes, she's not perfect for the role of leader because she's too emotional. And yeah, it took her pretty much until the end of last season to make her realize that she ended up making a decision that everyone agreed with, and that is in the fact that Mac was to be the leader, the director, and I'll be getting to him here in a second. The reason I'm bringing this up is because for once, in this episode, with how like, as I said, Gemma found these coordinates that Fitz gave her, and she wanted to put those coordinates in so they can make a jump to deep space, but Daisy, Piper, and Davis didn't want to because, for one, they've been out there for so long, and it turns out they had more crew members on that ship, but they lost them during their mission, that it got to the point where Daisy, Piper, and Davis are like, no, let's go back home, let's regroup, and then we'll go out there. And this is where I was actually on their side. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it that Simmons, this is her husband and everything, but I think it would have been better that they go back, get resupply, and then go back out there. Because you don't know what's out there in that deep space that y'all haven't been to. And if you go in short-handed, you'll be lucky to survive any of that stuff. Now, I know they're going to survive it. It's them, and this is just the beginning of the season. They will survive it, and they will make it back to Earth. But still, like, really, it would have been better, yeah, resupply, and then go back there. But that doesn't saying I understood Simmons' point of view herself. That's her husband out there and everything. And who knows, most likely if I were in her shoes, I might do the same thing. I don't know for certain, but there's no telling. But now that all that's said and done, let's go into the part on Earth. And that is in the fact that, as I told you guys, Mac, he is the new director now. He has been handed down the role. Unfortunately, it's kind of affected him to the point where he and Yo-Yo aren't together, sadly, because I like those two together. But then again, when you're somebody who never expected to be a director, just hand this job, I think we can all understand that this can affect your relationship because you're given this big responsibility that you didn't expect coming. and that now you just are going through yourself wondering what's the best course of action to take here and there and here. And he's even got this hologram of Coulson giving him advice on what to do in case he feels lost or something. But at the same time, it's Melinda May who is trying to also help him realize that yes, he is director, but he's never going to be the same director that Coulson was. And he's right. If we're all, here's the thing, if we're all put in charge of something, we can only be as good of a leader as ourselves. We cannot be the same. We can never be the same as our predecessors. We can only do what we feel is right as the successors. And speaking of Melinda May, yeah, she mentioned that she and Coulson got a lot more time than they thought than she thought they did, or both of them thought they did. So did that mean did they sleep together? Could she be pregnant or something? I don't know, but who knows? I'm sure we might get more into detail on that sometime down around. And yeah, Yo-Yo's still a part of the team too, and she's got herself a new love interest, although they're trying to play it cool around Mac because she just doesn't want to hurt Mac. But I'm sure Mac will figure it out eventually, and I guess they'll just have to work on it somehow. If anyhow. But in any case, anyways, on Earth, they are finding these guys who, for some reason, have the obviously aliens, mercenary aliens, and are here on a mission. We don't know what that mission is right now, but their first mission was to bring Sergeant, the leader named Sarge, to Earth. And yeah, like some of these other Agents of Shield characters, probably original creation of theirs, because I looked up online to see if there's anything about a Sarge in the comics, and nothing popped up. But yeah, these aliens have some sort of also weird thing of metamorphosis through walls and stuff. One of them did, but one of them was caught in it and well, it didn't really give them a clue, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a clue, but it did help them in knowing where those guys would go to get Sarge to show up. And eventually we were revealed, but this has already been revealed to us during the trailers, that Sarge is Phil Coulson, or in the sense, Clark Gregg, who played Phil Coulson's character, who is dead, but now he's playing a new character, Sarge. And this is no doubt going to have a deep effect on May, and how she has to fight somebody who looks like Coulson. But I'm pretty sure maybe the polar opposite, if not there being a few little similarities here and there. But whoever these guys are and whatever it is they want, well, we'll find out eventually here. But one thing's for certain, this guy is nothing like Coulson, and the fact that he got to face somebody for Daisy, somebody who's been like a father to Daisy, who has the same face as him, and for somebody who May has loved for a very long time until they finally were able to get a relationship going. It looks like her, looks like him. Yeah, that's going to be hard on her too. But speaking of people in May's life, before Phil Coulson, if any of y'all know, she was married before to a guy named Andrew, who was also an Inhuman, who ended up being Lash. Well, she got into contact with a relative of Andrew's, mostly because even though Shield is got new operatives here and there, they're more fighters and not many brains on the team, such as Daisy and Simmons, who are out in space. So they needed to find some more science people for Agents of Shield, and they went to a relative of Andrew's, who at first was thinking about no, but when he heard about some of this, I think they said alien tech or something like that he would be dealing with, he decided, okay, I'm in. So we'll definitely see what more can we expect out of the science department when this guy comes to meet Fitz and Simmons, considering that those two are also part of the science department and everything. But definitely, guys, a good way to start, leaving you with open questions as to what more can you expect, what are these mercenaries doing, and how are things going to go with the other team in space. Because right now, like I said, Daisy, Piper, and Simmons, no doubt they're going to be mad because at first they were hoping to escape getting captured by these guys who they thought had Fitz, and they were going to go back home. But no, Simmons tricked them into putting in the coordinates on where Fitz is somewhere out in deeper space. So we'll see how this aftermath effect will go in for him. But definitely a great way to start the season, guys. I loved it, and I'm hoping you guys loved it too. A great way to start off, and definitely more questions will be answered as time goes on. But in any case, guys, if you're enjoying my videos, all you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of when I make more videos. And until then, Mega Geek Mixer signing out. Bye!